This call is now being recorded.
Okay, good morning, class. This is teacher Kendra, and I am the one who will facilitate your class for today. So I hope everyone is in their best shape today. So now, all right, so again, welcome to our class. So today is August 28th, and it is 9:30 a.m. on my clock, and I have two participants on this Google meeting. So before we formally start our lesson, kindly check yourselves and your places. Be sure to make your study area clean and free from any distraction so that you can focus more on our discussion. Are we good on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. All right. Thank you, class. And also, I have here a few reminders for us to have a smooth discussion. So let's see our reminder. So the first reminder is kindly tap the mute button to avoid getting background noises that may distract the class. So for those students who are experiencing technical problems or their internet connection is fluctuating as of the moment, you may type in your answers on our Google Meet chat box. And second, tap the raise hand button if you have any concerns or you want to answer and wait until your name is acknowledged. Is that clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you
Yes,
for that,
ma'am.
Karen. All right. Yes. Thank you, Mena. So now let's move on to our objectives for today. So at the end of the lesson, you are expected to first identify the general rule using the quantifiers a little, a few, and few. Second one is you will differentiate the quantifiers with an article a and with no article a. And lastly, you will construct sentences using these four quantifiers. So I guess you have an idea what will be our topic for today. But then, before we formally begin our discussion, I have here a game. So, uh, is my PowerPoint slide is visible on your end? Let me know.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right. So thank you. So there you can see that the game we will have is entitled 7 second challenge. So are you familiar with this game,
Not
or
quite,
have you
ma'am.
Not
already?
yet,
All
ma'am.
right. All right. So I see. So this 7 second challenge, I have here seven jumbled words, and what you're going to do is to put these words in order, and you must give your answer within 7 seconds. Is that clear, class?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
All clear.
All right. Thank you, class. So don't worry. These words are an easy one. Are easy ones. So before I reveal the jumble words, I need a volunteer first. Who would like to go first? You may raise your hand. Okay. May I have Mena? All right.
Yes,
Let me
ma'am.
flash. All right. Thank you for that confirmation, Mena. So let's begin to our first item. So before I uh before I proceed to the next slide, I myself will count 1 to 7. All right. So next slide. Let's begin. We have here few. There are holes in box. So your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3,
There
4,
are few holes
5,
in the box.
6. All right. So very good, Mena. So your answer is there are a few holes in the box. Let's see if your answer is correct and you are able to give your answer before before 7. Let's see. Okay. Do you see the slide now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do you see the answer now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so pardon if there are times that I will look on the side because I am using two devices. This side is for me to navigate my PowerPoint slide, and this device is to see our Google Meeting. All right, so the answer for the first number is there are a few holes in the box. So let's have the second one. May I call Karen to answer the second item?
Sure,
Are you
ma'am.
there, Karen? All right. Thank you for that, Karen. Let's have the second one. All right. One, two, three, four, five,
There is
six.
a little food left in the bowl.
All right. So thank you, Karen. Your answer is there is a little food. Is that right? A little food left in the bowl. All right, so let's see if your answer is correct. Okay, thank you, Karen. Very good. Your answer is correct. So please, tap your microphone. All right, if am I being too fast? May I know before I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, all right. So, I will slow down a bit for you to uh get a hang of it. All right. So, let's proceed to the third one. Mena, will you please answer this item?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, your timer starts now.
Simon is spending a few minutes with the cat.
Simon again. Simon is.
Simon is spending a few minutes with the cat.
All right. So, let's see if your answer is correct. All right. So, I think you missed no, you missed a word. All right, so you missed the word playing. All right, Mena. So the right statement is Simon is spending a few minutes playing with the cat. But it's okay, Mena. Thank you for trying. Okay, let's now proceed to the next one. Karen, will you please answer the second one?
Yes, ma'am.
We have been scratching the post in interest cut little and duck. Your timer starts now.
Um, the cat shows little interest in scratching the post.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for that, Karen. Let's see if your answer is correct. Okay, you are able to put these jumble words in order. So the cat shows little interest in scratching the post. Very good, Karen. Now let's have our second to the last item. Mena, will you please answer this one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. One, two, three, four, five,
There
six,
are
seven.
there are few stains on his shirt.
There are few. eh, Do I hear it right?
There are a
There are
few
few
stains.
on
There
his
are few
shirt. Is
stains
that
on
right?
his shirt. Yes.
Okay. Let me see if your answer is correct. So there you go, Mena. There are a few stains on his shirt. All right. Very good, Mena. Thank you. And lastly, we have Karen. Will you please answer this one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we have the word few, the picture, on table, the are. So what is the answer for this item? One, two, three, four,
Um,
five,
there
six.
are few pictures on the table.
There are, again.
There are few pictures on the table.
All right, thank you for that, Karen. And your answer is correct. All right, there are few pictures on the table. So now, thank you for that. Great job. Thank you for your participation, ladies. The items were easy, right? Right, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I hope that you enjoy that short mind games. Okay, so the next slide is all right. So here we have the sentences that you have arranged. All right. So here are the jumbled words that you arrange successfully. All right. Karen, will you please read the sentences?
Sure, ma'am. There are a few holes in the box. There is a little food left in the bowl. Simon is spending a few minutes playing with the cat. The cat shows little interest in scratching the post. There are a few stains on his shirt. There are few pictures on the table.
All right. Thank you for that, Karen. So from these sentences, what have you noticed? Mena, do you have any observation from this example? Would you mind to share it for the class?
Yes, ma'am. During the game, I have noticed that the quantity of words such as a few, a little, and a little are frequently used.
All right. Very good. That's a good observation. So let's check. There you go. So just like what Mena said, a few, a little, little, and few are frequently used from these sentences. So what else? How about you, Karen?
Ma'am, apart from the four quantity words, if I'm not mistaken, I have noticed that the sentences all have either countable or uncountable nouns next to it.
All right. Very good. Can you point them out? Can you
Yes,
point
ma'am.
these words out? All right.
Yes, ma'am. The nouns that I've noticed are holes, food, minutes, interest, stains, and pictures, ma'am.
Okay. Very good. So we have this. Okay, so we have highlighted these words: holes, food, minutes, interest, stains, and pictures. So the word holes, all right, minutes, food, interest, stains, pictures are uncountable. All right, sorry, holes, minutes, all right, interest are all sorry, I am having a little technical problem. My laptop is slowing down as of the moment. But still, you can see my PowerPoint slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So again, the holes, minutes, stains, and pictures are all countable nouns, whereas food and interest are uncountable nouns. Okay? So anyone from the class who can differentiate these two nouns? Mena, would you like to try?
Yes, ma'am. For me, countable nouns are for things we can count using numbers, while uncountable nouns are for the things that we cannot count with numbers.
Precisely. I am glad that you still remember these terms. Okay, thank you, Mena. So, as we proceed, let me ask you first. So, thank you again, ladies. So, Have you ever experienced buying some groceries on your own? Karen, have you ever experienced?
Yes, ma'am. I've already experienced buying my own groceries because I am currently living in an apartment. I am independently living here, so I need to buy myself my own groceries.
All right, thank you for sharing that. So, you are an independent woman, aren't you? All right. So I think it's difficult to live in on your own, but then please take care of yourselves, lady. All right. So please take note of that. How about Mena, what do you consider the most when you buy your supplies?
So in buying my supplies, the first thing that I consider is if it's essential, wherein I can use it in my daily lives, and then second, the price itself. I need to canvas on what the product I should buy, if it's essential and if it fits on my budget.
Okay, there you go. What a good point of yours, Mena. So you are right that we will spend our money for those supplies that we really need, or only our necessities. All right. So I see that's a great point of view of yours. So thank you for your answers. Okay, so for now, all right, the reason why I asked those questions is because we are about to meet Mark. Okay, a young man living on his own, and we will discover how he manages his money for his groceries. So I will read the short text that I have prepared. So please take note of Mark's grocery list. So this is entitled Mark and his grocery list. So let's start. Mark is at the supermarket and he is really upset. He just bought some groceries and he can't believe that he just spent 1,500. He only bought a few apples, a few peaches, a little juice, a little milk, and a few pounds of pork. He also bought just a little coffee, a few bananas, a few pears, a little rice, a little cheese, and a few limes. Mark got little interest in buying much fish, meat, and many strawberries. Mark just spent 1,500 and he's walking out of the grocery store with only 3 bags of groceries. Having little money won't enable him to afford more supplies. He thinks he will have to find another job if he wants to buy more. Excuse me. However, there are few job opportunities in their province. So, okay, indeed, a very short text, right? So now, can you cite some goods that Mark bought from the grocery store? Would you like to share it, Karen? Are you
Yes,
ready?
ma'am. I've heard that Mark bought apples, peaches, juice, milk, and pork.
Okay, how about you, Mena? What are the goods that you have listed?
Yes, ma'am. I have listed down here coffee, bananas, pears, rice, cheese, and also limes.
All right, there you go, ladies. Thank you for that. And I do believe that you have listed them all, but still, let's see if the goods that you have listed match to Mark's grocery list. All right, so there you go. We have apples, peaches, juice, milk, pork, coffee, bananas, pears, rice, cheese, and limes. All right. So, all right, we done a grocery haul of Mark's. All right, Mark's grocery. So let's see if the stuff that you have listed Mark's match to Mark's grocery. Does it match?
A few, ma'am.
All right. So thank you for that, Karen. So, from the text, what reasons can you think why Mark bought groceries but not as much as he wanted? What do you think are the possible reasons why Mark bought only a few groceries? Can anyone from the class? All right, Charmena.
I think, ma'am, Mark has little money left in his account, so he can't afford to buy more.
All right, thank you for that good observation. How about you, Karen?
For me, ma'am, if Mark will buy more goods, finding another job will enable him to do that. However, there are few job opportunities in their province, ma'am.
All right, there you go. Thank you for that, ladies. So your answers are all correct. It has been mentioned earlier that those reasons are possible, that those reasons, those are the reason why Mark bought only a few goods. All right, so let's have these sentences from our text, and I'd like you to take a look on these sentences. So I will read the example. So Mark bought a few apples, peaches, pounds of pork, pears, and limes. Mark also bought just a little coffee, rice, cheese, juice, and milk. Mark got little interest in buying much fish, meat, and many strawberries. Having little money won't enable him to afford more supplies. However, there are few jobs opportunities in their province. So, Sharmena, will you please read the highlighted words?
Sure, ma'am. So the highlighted words are a few, a little, and few.
Okay, there you go. Very good, Mena. So, what do you think are the usage of these words in the sentences?
I think they are used before nouns.
Okay, I see. So, but then you are correct. So, these words are used to indicate quantities and they come before nouns. So, you are correct. Do you have any idea what do we call these words? A few, a little, and few? Anyone from the class? Do you have an idea? I think. All right. Anyone? In count of one, two, three. Okay, so I think the silence means that for now we do not have any idea what these words are called. But then, no worries. Let me reveal the answer. So these words are called quantifiers. So these words are called quantifiers. So this will be our lesson for today. So quantifiers, specifically a little, and and few are the quantifiers that we will be discussing for today's discussion. Okay, but then let us define quantifiers. Will you please read the definition, Karen?
Yes, ma'am. Quantifiers. Quantifiers are used to indicate the amount or quantity of something referred to by a noun.
Okay, thank you, Karen. So these quantifiers are a great help for us to express and determine the quantity of something. But keep in mind that they are different from numbers because they indicate an approximate amount rather than an exact amount. So since we have learned that quantifiers would be very beneficial for us to express a quantity, the text Mark and his grocery list will further help us to have a better knowledge about these words and their usage as well. So before I proceed, may I know if you have any concerns, any questions? Is everything clear, class?
None so
Yes,
far,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you for that responses. So let's start with the quantifiers of few and few. So let's have the examples that we have earlier. Again, will you please read it for the class, Mena?
A few and few. Let's have these examples. Number one, Mark bought a few apples, peaches, pounds of pork, pears, and limes. Second, however, there are few job opportunities in their province.
All right, Mena, thank you for reading the examples. But what can you infer from these examples?
I think for those examples, the nouns after the quantifier a few and few are in their plural form, as well as all of them are countable nouns.
All right, very good. So you are right. So let's see this pattern. Thank you for that, Mena. So will you please read the slide, Karen?
Yes, ma'am. A few and few. A few and few are used with count nouns. A few plus plural countable nouns. A few hours, few friends.
All right, thank you, Karen. So there you can see that a few and few are used with count nouns or countable nouns. So if the noun is count, countable, then we use quantifiers of few and few. So as you can see, students and friends are sorry. Hours and friends are the given examples. So we all know that hours and friends are considered to be countable nouns. So remember that it must be in plural form. So do you have any questions with the use of a few and few, class?
None so far, ma'am.
All
All
right,
clear,
so let
ma'am.
me
None so far.
All right. All right. Thank you for that confirmation. I think we can proceed to the next one. All right. So now we will have the quantifiers a little and little. Okay. So Karen, please read the examples.
Sure, ma'am. A little and little. Here are some examples. Mark also bought just a little coffee, rice, cheese, juice, and milk. Mark got little interest in buying much fish, meat, and many strawberries. Having little money won't able him to afford more supplies.
All right. Thank you for that, Karen. So from these examples, what have you observed?
I noticed, ma'am, that there is a pattern in these examples. The quantifiers a little little are followed by uncountable nouns.
All right. Very good. So can you give the nouns you are referring?
Yes, ma'am. For the sentence number one, the uncountable nouns are coffee, rice, cheese, juice, and milk. For the sentence number two, the uncountable noun is interest. And for the sentence number three, the uncountable noun is money.
All right, thank you. Indeed, you can already identify these quantifiers and the nouns they are modifying. So earlier we have discussed that quantifiers, a few and few, are used with countable nouns. Now these quantifiers are a little and little are used with, you are correct, Karen, with non-count noun. So here we also following a pattern. We have little plus uncountable noun. So the given examples are a little milk and little money. So we all know that milk and money cannot be counted. All right. So they are considerably non-count nouns. Okay. Is everything clear, class?
Yes, ma'am, all clear.
All right. Thank you for that. So now that we have learned about this quantifiers, I guess we have a little knowledge about that, but knowing that this quantifier specifically a little and little are used with uncountable nouns, while a few and few are used with countable nouns, it not enough to convey a meaningful statement. All right, we cannot just express a little milk. All right, so there is no such meaning. So for us to know how we can actually use these quantifiers and in an effective way, these sentences will help us. So let's have a closer look on these examples. All right, can we still follow class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for that confirmation. So now let's have these examples. Okay, so as you can see, these sentences use the quantifiers a little, little, a few, and few. Now will you please read the first two examples?
Number one, I have a little money, enough for the groceries. Second, sorry, I have little money. I really can't afford to buy more.
Okay, thank you for that, Mena. How about the last two examples, Karen? Will you please read it for the class?
Mark received a few groceries from his neighbor. Mark received few groceries from his neighbor.
All right, thank you for that, ladies. So, after reading it carefully, aside from the fact that these quantifiers are used with countable nouns and uncountable nouns, what have you noticed from these examples? Do we still have any observations after reading it? Yes, Karen?
I noticed that the quantifiers a little and a few express that there is a little amount but it is still sufficient, whereas the two quantifiers little and few also mean not much or not many, but it isn't sufficient.
Okay, there you go. What a great observation of yours. So, you have said that a little and a few state that a small amount, but it is sufficient. While in little and few, there is also a small amount, but then it is not sufficient. So we will see on the latter part of this discussion if your observation is right. Okay, but then it is a good point. It is a great observation. How about you, Mena? Do you have any observation?
Yes, ma'am. I think I have noticed that quantifiers a little and a few express positive feeling, while little and few are used to express statements like in a negative sense.
Okay, what a keen observers. All right, I believe that I have a keen observers on this class. So great job, girls. So as you can see, every two sentences look similar, right? But take a closer look, they actually do not mean the same thing. Just like what both of you have shared, this leads us to learn more about quantifiers or the difference of quantifiers with an article and with no article. So before we proceed, may I know if you have any questions?
None so far,
None
ma'am.
so far, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So let's proceed to the next one. And we have the main difference of quantifiers with an article a and with no article. So earlier we have discussed that the same rule applies in both quantifiers a little and a few. Same goes with quantifiers little and few. But then let us learn more or discover more about these quantifiers. But then let's begin to quantifiers with an article a little and a few. So when we use the quantifiers with an article we mean a small amount, but it is enough. They also express a positive feeling. So, girls, you are right about your observation earlier that A little and a few mean a small amount, but it is sufficient. And also, Mena, you are correct that it expresses a positive feeling. All right, you can see there that this quantifiers expresses or convey adequacy of the amount. So let's take the examples we have earlier. We have these two, right? So the first one is I have a little money, enough for the groceries. The second example, Mark received a few groceries from his neighbor. So in example number one, this means that the little money Mark has is enough to buy his groceries. Okay, and it is a positive statement, right? Okay, so on our second example, this means that Mark, as the receiver of the groceries or the goods, thinks that it would be a great help for him to save more money, especially that he is living on his own. So, therefore, it expresses a positive feeling. All right, right, girls? So, on the other hand, using quantifiers with no article, little, and few usually gives us a different impression. So let's see what is the reason behind that. Mena, would you like to read what is on the slide?
Sure, ma'am. So, little and few. This also mean a small amount, but this time the amount is almost nothing. If the noun is something that we want, like money or friends, then using little or few means that we don't have enough, and it gives a statement in a negative sense.
All right, thank you for that, Mena. So it is said that if the noun is something that we want, like money or friends, that are the things that we love, then using little or few means that we don't have enough. So it gives a statement in a negative sense. So let's have a closer look at these examples. All right, let me read. The first example is sorry, I have little money. I really can't afford to buy more. Second example, Mark received few groceries from his neighbor. So you can see there that both sentences express negative feelings. Okay, so in the first example, it feels bad when you want to buy more goods or when you want to buy goods that you want. But then you have little money. All right, so through that you will have a second thought. All right, so while on the second example, it expresses disappointment. Okay, so Mark with little money got a high expectation from his neighbor that they will give lots of goods. Okay, so in simple words, if we want to communicate a positive feeling, we use quantifiers with an article while using no article will change the feeling or the nuance of the sentence. Is that clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, however, learning these things, all right, if little and few are used with to express negative feeling, I have a question. Can we use quantifiers few and little to convey positive statements? Do you think that we can use these quantifiers? Can I hear something from the class? What do you think? Is it a yes or a no? Can you raise your can you tap the raise hand button if your answer is yes? Okay, Karen, raise her hand. All right. Also, Mena. Okay.
Ma'am,
So, yes,
if we
Karen.
are to paste to the definition that you gave us earlier, few and little can only be used to express negative statements. So my answer for that is no.
All right. So you give a different answer. So your answer is no, because we have discussed that these quantifiers are used to express statements in a positive sense. So you have a point. Thank you for that, Karen. How about you, Mena? Do you have any ideas? Or do you believe that we can use these quantifiers few and little to convey positive statements?
I think, ma'am, it's a yes.
Okay, why? All right. Okay. So no worries. All right. No worries, ladies. Thank you for that. Thank you also, Mena, for that insight of yours. So no worries. In a few minutes, we will know how we can use these quantifiers, few and little, to convey positive statements. But then, the answer for that question is yes. All right. So we can use these quantifiers to express statements in a positive sense. So to have a better understanding of this, let's have these examples. Will you please read it for the class, Karen?
Exception. There have been few problems with the new system, thankfully. There is little crime in my town.
Okay, thank you for that. So remember that it is just an exception. So from this example, we felt that it convey positive feeling. Okay, so let's proceed to the next slide. Mena, will you please read the description?
So, exception, if we use a few or little with a negative noun, then the statement conveys a positive meaning.
Okay, thank you for that, Mena. So if we use few or little with a negative noun, then the statement conveys a positive meaning. So it is good to have nearly no problems. Okay, so take note of that few or little, when we use it with a negative noun or something that we do not want, we can use this quantifiers to effectively convey a positive meaning. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's go back to our examples earlier. So in number one, the noun we used is problems. Okay, and problems are something that we do not want. All right, so this is a negative thing in many cases. So if we refer to our example again, few problems, this means that there is a small number of problems. So this sentence expresses a good situation. But if I say we have a few problems, then this gives a negative feeling. So the same goes with little. Okay, so the second one is there is little crime in my town, and the noun used there is crime. So crime also is something that we do not want. So however, if we use the quantifier little, it makes a good statement. So this means that the crime rate prevailing in the town is little or almost nothing. Is that clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. So, if everything is clear, okay, we can now proceed to the next slide. Okay? All right. So, we will have our quick review. All right? So, we're down to our review. So, quantifiers are used to indicate the amount or quantity of something referred to by a noun. Remember that quantifiers are different from numbers because This indicate an approximate amount rather than an exact amount. So we have also discussed the four quantifiers. Okay, what are those? A little and little are used with non-count nouns, while a few and few are used with count nouns. Or non-count nouns are some are nouns that we cannot count, that cannot be counted, while count nouns are nouns that can be counted. So as simple as that. All right. So we also learned that quantifiers with an article express positive feelings, while quantifiers with no article express negative feelings. All right. So I provided a table, all right, that summarizes the general rule of using quantifiers: a little, little, a few, and few. So this table will be our guide in constructing our sentences, all right, and for us to have a simple and better understanding what these quantifiers are. Okay. However, all right, are you still can you still follow, class? This is just a quick
Yes,
review.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. However, we also know we also learned that there is an exception. So if the noun that we use is referring to something that is not actually good, such as problems, crimes, pollution, and the like, then we can use quantifiers little and few to make it a positive statement. So few and little, remember that please do not be discombobulated about this quantifiers. All right. So I know that we have discussed that few and little are used to express negative feelings. But then if the noun that modifies, all right, if the nouns they modify is a negative noun, then we can use this quantifiers. All right, just like problems, crimes, pollution, corruption, and the like. So therefore, we need to pay attention to the noun that little or few is modifying. Okay, class, is that clear? Are we clear on that?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. All
Clear
clear.
po.
All right, thank you for that. So now that everything is all clear, I have four questions. Okay, are you ready?
Yes,
Ready,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you, girls. So I want you to answer this based on what you have learned today. So now let's begin to our Q&A portion. May I have Karen to answer the first question? Please read the question first and then give your answer.
Sure, ma'am. What are the four quantifiers that we have discussed? The four quantifiers that we have discussed today are a little, little, a few, and few.
All right, very good. All right, precisely. All right, we have four quantifiers, that is a little, little, a few, and few. Very good, Karen, you are right. Now let's proceed to the second question, and may I call Mena to answer this one. Please read the question first and then give your answer.
When do we use quantifiers with an article? And when do we use quantifiers with no article? So,
All right.
quantifiers with an article means small enough, it it is enough, and it also expresses a positive feeling, while quantifiers with no article mean a small amount as well, but it is not enough, and using this means as well to express negative feelings.
All right, so there you go. What a great explanation, Mena. You really remember the lesson we have discussed. So, thank you for that, Mena. Remember that these quantifiers express the adequacy of the amount. All right, so please take note of that. The third one, Karen, would you like to try again?
Yes, ma'am. What makes the quantifiers few and little positive? The noun we will use can change the meaning of the statement we want to convey. If the noun that we use is referring to something that is not actually good, Then we can use quantifiers little and few to make it a positive statement.
All right, awesome. So thank you for that good answer, Karen. And now we proceed to the last question. Mena, please answer this.
What do you think is the importance of using quantifiers in conveying a statement? So, for me, the importance of learning these quantifiers is to be clear about the ideas that we wanted to convey. And these quantifiers as well will help us to indicate the proper mood or feeling, because without the knowledge of how to use it properly might get us in an awful situation.
Right. So I couldn't agree more. All right, Mena. Thank you for that good answer. So, indeed, learning this topic would be very beneficial for every person who uses the language. So, just like what you have said, if we are clueless about this matter, we might find ourselves in an awful situation. So, we do not want to be incomprehensible to the person we are speaking, right? So, therefore, we must be cautious, we must pay attention in using the proper quantifier. So thank you for all of your responses. Okay? Now, all right. Practice time. So now for us to get accustomed to quantifiers a few and few, we will practice it. All right? Is that fine, class? Is that
Yes,
cool?
ma'am.
Cool, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So, here in our practice, okay? So, let me first stop the my PowerPoint. Okay. Just for a moment. Okay. Mhm. Okay. All right. It shouldn't. All right, let me stop. All right. So now it is this practice is from the word wall. Are you familiar with this website? All right. So let me um, present this just for a moment. Okay. Please let me know if it is already visible on your end. Is it? Hello?
It's not yet visible, ma'am.
It's not yet visible. Why is that? So let me. Uh, how about that? Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am, is it?
Okay, so all right, so here it will be a filling the blanks type of question. Okay, so first you need to choose which number. All right, and then behind that number there is a statement. All right, and what you're going to do is to give me the missing proper quantifier. All right, so is that clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes,
thank you for
ma'am.
that. Okay, thank you, girls. So now let's start. Okay, yay. Okay, who would like to go first? Karen, would you like to try?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to try
Uh,
number two.
two. Okay, so we have a timer. So there were blank taxes in front of the station. What is your answer?
For this one, ma'am, I think the missing quantifier is a few. There were a few taxis in front of the station.
Okay, let's see. A few. Very good, Karen. You answered it Right. All right. So we already have a 1 point. Okay. How about you, Mena? Would you like to try? And please choose a number.
So I choose the number 3.
Three. Very good. Okay. It's winter, but we still have blank flowers in the garden. Mena, what is the answer?
I think the answer is a few, ma'am.
A few. All right, let's see
Yes,
if
ma'am.
your answer is correct. All right, your answer is correct. So the statement is it's winter, but we still have a few flowers in the garden. So we all know that we do not have this kind of season, right? So there, it is nice to see if it's already winter time, but there are still flowers around your garden. Then it gives us a positive feeling. Okay. All right. Next one. Would you like to try again, Karen?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to try number 5.
Number 5. So let's see what's the hidden question. All right. So can I have blank milk in my coffee? I like white. What is your answer?
I think the answer to that one is letter C. Letter D, a little. Can I have a little milk in my coffee? I like white.
All right, let's see a little red. All right, you're right, Karen. Can I have a little milk in my coffee? I like white. So we use a little because milk is an uncountable noun. All right, so there you go. You are doing a great job so far. Okay, next one. Who wants to try again? Mena?
Yes, ma'am. I choose number 1.
Number 1. All right. There you go. Blank apples are enough for me not to feel hungry. What do you think is the answer for this item?
I think the answer for that one is, I think it's few.
All right. So do you think it's few? Let's see. All right. So the answer for that is all right. So we will see later why we got the wrong answer. Okay. Nice try, Menna. Nice try. All right. So let's have another one. All right. Ah. Okay. So we do not have that much time. All right. So our answer for that is 3 over 10. But then, girls, you really did a great job. All right. So have you enjoyed the game?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let me stop this presentation and I will go back to my slides. All right. All right. Though there isn't much time, but I guess we have learned our lesson, right? Right, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I still have a bonus question here. All right. So, Mena, all right. Would you like to try it again? Okay. There. Please read the question and then give your answer. I all right. So
Ma'am,
is my PowerPoint visible on your end now? I think it's not, right?
not yet, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for informing me. Okay. So let's share my PowerPoint slide now. Okay, just a moment. All right. Is it visible now? There. All right, girls, is it visible now on your end? Let's see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So, Mena, what would you like to answer this item?
Sure, ma'am. So, Selena is lucky. She has blank problems.
What do you think is the answer?
I think the answer for that is few. Selena is lucky. She has few problems.
Okay, she has few problems. Let's see if your answer is correct. Okay, there you go. So your answer is few, and you are right. So we use few here to make the statement a positive one. Very good, Mena. All right, so there, thank you. How about Karen? Would you like to answer our last bonus question?
Yes, ma'am. The city has blank pollution. I think the missing quantifier for this one is little, ma'am. The city has little pollution.
Okay, thank you for that, Karen. So your answer is correct. All right, so great job, girls. You both gave the right answer. So pollution and crime, remember that those nouns are something that we do not want. So to make it a more positive, all right, so we use little and few. All right, so thank you for all of your responses. I am glad that you are all participative. I believe that you have learned a lot from today's discussion. Okay,
We truly learned a lot, ma'am. Thank you.
all right,
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right.
Thank you po.
Okay, thank you for that, girls. Great to hear that you have learned a lot. Okay, so now I still have a prepared activity, but then I believe that I do not have much time to finish this one, so I will assign this as our. I will make it as as your assignment. All right, will you please read the direction, Mena?
For our assignment, construct an essay consist of 10 sentences using the following quantifiers: a little, a few, few and little in a positive sense.
All right, so this is your requirement, or this is your assignment. So make sure that you follow the grammar rules in using this quantifier. So I will be expecting 10 sentences or an essay, all right? So make sure that it has a 10 consists of 10 sentences. So is that clear, class?
Clear, ma'am.
All right, do you have
Yes,
any
ma'am.
questions?
No
None so
questions,
far
ma'am.
po.
All right, so if you do not have any questions, that's the end of our discussion. So thank you for participating. All right, I would like to extend my gratitude for your utmost participation. Everybody did a great job. So again, thank you, class. We will see on our next meeting. All right, you may leave the call now and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye,
Thank you,
class.
ma'am.
All
Thank you,
right. Thank you,
ma'am.
Karen. Thank you, Mena. Take care.